Next is, what do you guys think of vaccine equity? I just find that it's very hypocritical that people in developed countries, especially on the left, demonize people for not getting vaccinated, even though there is a shortage of vaccines and all the rich countries are hoarding them. If you think rich people should pay more taxes for social welfare, rich countries should pay for vaccines in poor countries, right? It's crazy that people in rich countries are not discussing whether to vaccinate kids, or it's crazy that people in rich countries are discussing whether to vaccinate kids or not, while tons of people are dying in poorer ones. Also, new variants are being mutated because of this. People in rich countries have no idea how privileged they are.
I agree. I think it's very odd that there are countries that want to buy vaccines. My impression, at least, I was just reading about an NBA player that tried to do this for his home country. He tried to buy vaccines from places in the U.S. so that he could send them to his country. And he's got a lot of money. He said, if I spend $10 million on this, I can vaccinate my entire country. But they won't sell him the vaccines because they want to keep them in case more of the populace wants to get vaccinated. And I think that makes sense for a time. But I think in a country where you're not going to mandate it and you're not going to say as a government you have to get vaccinated or we'll arrest you, at some point you have to hit a time threshold where you go, everyone who's going to voluntarily get vaccinated has had the opportunity. Yeah. Surely no one has been dying to get vaccinated since it came out, but they just haven't had a chance to get it yet. And I think when that threshold hits, you should let people have the opportunity to buy the vaccine to get it to their country that doesn't have access to it.
Sure. I think, honestly, this is really sad, and I didn't know if I was going to say it, but Lucho, who ran our Spanish channel, died of COVID. And he was in Argentina. I believe he was immunocompromised. And, yeah, I wish he could have got a vaccine, man. I really fucking do. I think it's a bummer that in so many things, though I understand why our sense of take care of and compassion goes as far south as the Rio Grande and up to Canada and to the edges, and that's it. You know, and that we can have such abundance within a particular thing of a particular stuff like vaccines, and then such a dearth outside. But yeah, the bigger thing is, it's we love you, Lucho. I'm sad. It sucked. I cried a bunch last night. And it was sad. He just hit 1 million subscribers on the channel, and like the day or right there, and he was in the hospital for a long time. So it's a bummer. But yeah. Let's do another one.
Last one is, I want to figure out how I can get a hold of shrooms or other psychedelics. I live in Florida, and unless I grow them for myself, it's still illegal. I have never bought any sort of drugs before. How do I find a good source? I don't know if this is.
I'm not going to
talk about.
I don't think we can answer this question for you. I'm sorry, but that is something that you'll have to explore on your own, I think, for a variety of reasons. Mm-hmm. I also think it's worth mentioning, because we do talk a lot about the benefits of psychedelics. These are intense substances, not to be taken lightly. And often when they are done therapeutically, they're done with a guide, a professional, a shaman. And I think it's just worth recognizing that you can do too much, or you can do a totally reasonable amount but not have the right care afterwards, and it can mess you up. So I think just for as often as we recommend it, it's worth us saying we are also not flippant about using it, and I wouldn't recommend people self-administer this stuff. I know someone who self-administered ayahuasca and had a very, very tough time for months because of it, and it's important to have this done in a safe space, and it's important to have integration afterwards and someone to talk to if things feel like they're out of control or you need help. Tim Ferriss talks about this with, if he hadn't had professionals around him, he thinks he would have had a psychotic break and forever been schizophrenic, basically mentally unstable. Wow. And he credits the people he did, I believe it's psilocybin with, for saving his life in that respect. So this stuff's great. It's amazing. It's the future. It will be legal and regulated and come from a therapist who can just give it to you over the counter. I truly believe that, and I think it'll happen very soon. I think it'll happen this decade for sure. But also, it's important to set yourself up in an environment where you are safe and taken care of, and you have an expert watching your back, because it breaks people. So it's just worth saying, because we talk a lot about the benefits.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. I'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. I told you, but the last 7 days for me, because of the psychedelics that I've done, I have had sober, light psychedelic experiences consistently. And if I didn't have a support system, that could freak me out. And it has freaked me out. And I'm good. I'm okay. It's great. But man, if I didn't have someone who'd walked that path before and could tell me that I'm not insane, even just that is deeply helpful. But yeah, I've been having mini psychedelic trips with nothing in my system for a long time. And so like that can happen, and it can be a great thing, but it can also be a bad thing. So just don't just find the substance. I think it is and has been for me important to find a practitioner as well. And I've paid handsomely for it, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. Some people are like, look, the practitioner is like a 4-digit number, and this is like a 2-digit number just to get the substance. But
I mean, to be fair, listen, I didn't always follow my own advice when I was younger. I've done for fun random mushrooms on a beach in a foreign country. It's not the same therapeutic experience. It's the other thing. Yeah, I swam with mermaids and got swallowed by a dragon. I was like, it's so fun. Yeah, I replaced Charlie with a stick. The stick was my best friend for a day, but at the same time, it wasn't at all therapeutic. It didn't help me in any way to be in better shape emotionally or spiritually or anything like that the next day. So yeah, even just getting your hands on a random substance that can be therapeutic isn't necessarily even going to be helpful if you don't have the psychotic break.
Yes.
So yeah, this stuff's amazing. It's going to be legal. And at the same time, tread very carefully and make sure you have an environment that can help you, protect you.
Cool. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.